Tonight, city chaos after a crane catches fire and collapses. Shooting on the streets of Punchbowl, where they're live. Extraordinary scenes as Sydney beaches turn red. A new price slug to family bills, gas charges set to soar. And video of a Campbelltown man who shone a laser at a police helicopter.
This is 9 News with Peter Overton.
Good evening. Construction workers and firefighters ran for their lives as a massive crane exploded into flames and collapsed at Broadway in central Sydney. The crane driver has emerged the hero. He managed to swing the boom away from crowds before it fell.
Above a busy city street, an explosion, while black smoke pours from a huge crane. Then, under the heat and strain, fire burns through the cables. The flyboom buckles, collapsing onto the construction site below.
Yeah, smoke is everywhere and then looks really dangerous.
Yeah. The mix between like a bomb or like a big car crash, and then you heard sirens literally like a minute later.
One man climbed up with a fire extinguisher. He was still 65 metres up when the crane dropped. Fire crews were also on their way up to put out the blaze. It was a scramble back down.
It was a very brave effort for the crews to go ascend that height.
It happened on a building site for student accommodation at the University of Technology in Broadway. Parts of the uni and around 100 workers were evacuated, but there were delays. This video, shot by construction workers who didn't want to be identified, shows men still working. Above them, the danger very real.
And we're looking up at it and he goes, "Don't look up there, the work's down here."
Did you run?
Oh, everybody's running.
The construction union is angry the crane was even in use today. Recently, workers walked off the job over safety concerns, claiming it was dripping diesel.
That could have caused hundreds of deaths, not only for the workers on the site, but the general public.
The fire eventually burnt itself out, but the risk was too much. The busy Broadway thoroughfare closed in both directions.
Can you please keep moving down?
While fire crews were paused for much of the afternoon to douse any sparks.
Let's go live to Lizzie. Lizzie, what's the situation as we go to air tonight?
Well, Pete, most of the roads in the area have been reopened, including Broadway here behind me. Wattle Street, which runs next to the construction site, remains closed and traffic is very heavy in the area tonight. Now, work cover will be back on site here tomorrow, investigating exactly who was at fault here this morning. But most people are in agreement, including the construction union and construction workers themselves, in singing the praises of the crane driver who managed to swing that crane around as it was on fire, so that when it did come down, it came down onto the relative safety of the construction zone, away from the public road and away from those workers below, Pete.
A brave man, Lizzie, thank you. We're going to break.